Keeping your family safe on the ski slopes is very important because the average skier or snowboarder goes at least 25 miles per hour. So having your little one get hit or you get hit is not ideal. So I'm going to give you guys a bunch of safety tips riding on the mountain to keep you and your family safe while skiing and snowboarding. I'm going to start with this one right off the bat. These people sitting on the ground right behind me. This is a horrible place to be sitting and resting. If you need to rest, you need to pull off to the side of the mountain, or if you're at the base, like go to like a rest area. If you look this way, people are flying down this section of the road. I'd argue 30 miles per hour is the average rider. There's people coming down 50, 60. One slip out, one wrong turn, it's early, icy, your family's getting plowed into. It's horrible. And obviously that's gonna hurt them, it's gonna hurt the rider. We don't want that. We want to clear these base areas. We don't want to be hanging out, chilling in them. We want to get down, unstrap, and get out of the way. Always try to get you and your family to a safe where no one's riding area so you're safe. Like for us, we are basically where you can't even snowboard to where Cody's standing. He's in the most dangerous area because he's looking at me, I'm looking uphill. I hate to say this, but if you do have little ones, you shouldn't come early season, especially like this year. We're having a kind of a slow start to the year. There's only one run at the very start of Keystone that is open, so everyone's getting jam-packed into one area. It's super busy. So if you got little ones that can't make super confident turns, or they just might not be there developmentally to make the right turn or the right decision, you know, you're risking them getting collided into or them colliding into somebody. You know, later in the season, you know, January, February, when more is open, you don't have to worry about them running into someone so much. You can actually get on runs and be the only people on that run, which is really nice. But early season, it's very congested, it's very dangerous. So if you can or should, if you got little tiny ones, like wait to take them to the mountain. I know I try not to take my son on weekends. I try not to take him early season, all that type of stuff to make sure that he's not going to get run into or run into somebody. Now, obviously, a lot of you guys can't avoid weekends and you can't avoid like Thanksgiving week, things like that, because that's when your kids are out of school. But what you can do is avoid busy ski resorts. Keystone's a very busy ski resort. Breckenridge, any of these big Epic Pass, Icon Pass resorts that are, you know, very well advertised, they're going to be the busy ones, the busiest ones. You can go to mom and pop ski resorts like Ski Cooper or smaller resorts around anywhere, like the Midwest has a ton of rad ones that you can go to that aren't going to be insanely busy with insane level of riders, and you can have a better trip, a safer trip than if you came to a mega resort with a trillion people. Now, most people already are doing it, but one thing to keep your family safe is make sure they all got dummy buckets on, get them some helmets, and then if you do, get them an Evolution sticker. We do have a ski version of all of our stickers as well, so if you're a ski family or a snowboard family, get the coolest sticker in the game, throw it on the helmets that are going to keep your family safe. And you should, once again, 25 miles per hour is like the average riding of like a slow rider. Like when you get really good, you're going 35, 40 consistently. The other thing you can do as a parent, and by the way, I'm speaking to the lens mainly to you fathers, like if you're the dad that's bringing your wife out and your kids, this comes on you. You're making, whoever's in the family making the decisions, you need to lead your family to the appropriate terrain. That means don't take your families on the blues if they should be on greens. That means don't take your family into the train park if they can't hit anything. It's your job to direct your family and make sure not only are you picking the right runs that are going to be mellow and easy, but when you're doing those runs, you're maybe riding the side of the run that's not so busy. Being in the middle is the most dangerous part of the run because you can have riders coming from either direction. So picking the side that's like your blind side, every snowboarder has a blind side, as well as staying in a group. When you guys are skiing or snowboarding in a group, kind of close together, obviously giving yourself space, but as someone's coming behind you faster and they see a group of people, they're more likely to go around that group instead of trying to go through that group. So staying like kind of close together to the side of a run that's within your ability level is definitely going to keep you guys a lot safer on the mountain than if you were just like, all right, this one looks cool, I like the name, Devil's Crotch. Let's set
that is a run.
That is a run, right?
At Breck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Devil's Crotch.
Yeah.
On Peak 9.
Sorry, parents.
We didn't name it.
I didn't name it. We're copying it like a trillion, but here's a great example of right run choice for your family's ability. We have a family that's stuck on one of the steepest runs right now because one of the kids lost their ski, their dad's trying to go up, and it's a mess. Trust me, like if your guys need to be on the greens, like try to stay on the greens, you know what I'm saying, so you don't wind up in a hairy situation. Now, I'm a big fan of everyone should go in the train park and learn how to hit the jumps, ride the boxes. I think it's a ton of fun. I think first off, it's the resort's job to give a beginner park to every single ski resort. If a ski resort doesn't have a beginner park, but they have an advanced park, they're messing up specifically. But you as the parents and taking your family into the park, it's your job to take your kids to the beginner park first before you go into the big, epic, gnarly terrain park. Now, I get the want. I was a young kid with my parents and we wanted to go in and roll over the big jumps and it's super fun. I get it why you guys want to go in there. But you got to learn park etiquette, park safety before you take your family in there. I have a whole video that you and your family can watch right there that explains like don't stand on the side of a knuckle. Don't go underneath any landing zones. All kinds of stuff that says how to navigate through a terrain park safely. If your family doesn't know how to do that, you shouldn't take them in there. Now there are going to be days where the park is super dead, and yeah, you could take Timmy in there and roll the knuckles and he can have a blast. But if it's a weekend and the park is pumping and you see dudes throwing like 720s and flips and stuff, that's when you should avoid going in the park and going on those rollers, because you're endangering the guy that's doing the tricks, but also if that dude lands on Timmy's not going to have a good day. There's a lot of important stuff when it comes to that. Also in the bigger park, some of these features have massive drops on the other side, or they're just, you got to scope them before you just go hit them. And I see these little skier kids go in there and they're trying to side hit all the rails, and then they go to one that they didn't know had stairs on the other side, and they jump it and they land on the stairs and they yard sail everywhere. And like, I hate seeing it because the parent that's with that kid could have easily avoided that situation if they would have, one, maybe went through and scoped it, or two, just took them to the right size terrain park for little Timmy. Another important one as a family, as a group of people riding, is don't fly into your group. You know, if you want to go and spray your group of people, especially early season, the snow tends to be more icy, you don't really know what the conditions are. You go to try and spray a cloud at your crew and you slip out and you run into them, that's horrible. So me and my crew, you know, I always have a filmer, a couple of buddies with me. We have a like, you do not ride into the group of people fast at all. That's not allowed. It's got to be very slow, rolling in. If someone does it, we all call them out, because like none of us want to get smoked to like waiting for you to come down, and then you come down all super hot and heavy and run into us. That sucks. Now another thing you guys should do, because the mountains don't always have cell phone service, you know, don't just assume that you guys are gonna know where to meet or be able to link back up. So having like a specific meeting zone for the end of every run, or at the end of the day, or if you get lost, is really important, especially with the little kids. You know, if it's always like, hey, at the end of every run, we're pulling off to this right side, like away from everyone, and we're just gonna wait for maybe someone got hung up a little bit, they fell, so we can all catch up. We're not in a dangerous zone here at the base, and then we can all get together. Now these are just some of the safety tips that I could think of off the top of my head, that I just want you guys to be safe out here. I want everyone to be skiing and snowboarding. The more people doing it, you know, that's good for the industry, that's good for me. I love it. But I don't know if I mentioned every safety tip. I know you guys got some too, so please fill in the description. This is for that new skier or snowboarder dad with a bunch of little kiddos that they want to go out and have some fun, but they don't want their kids to get hurt. I think that's important. So help out with your guys' safety tips in the comments. If you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, praise the almighty algorithm gods, and help this video reach more people, because once again, coming out and not getting hurt, that's a rad day on the mountain. But with all that being said, Team Buckhouse, thank you so much for shredding with me today, and as always, thanks for watching. Keep evolving. We'll see you guys tomorrow in another video. It's daily on the channel. We do stuff like this daily.